Dodgers. Pirates will head on to Phoenix following this 3-game series. Greg Brown will be joined in a moment by John Wehner and Robbie Ince-Mikowski. You know by now we received some sobering news today. Pirates right-hander Jameson Tyon was treated this morning for testicular cancer at Allegheny General Hospital. Signs are positive, especially this tweet that Jameson himself sent out earlier this afternoon, talking about the challenges as he has grown up as a big leaguer, never doubting himself. Also talked about the fact that this is just another setback, an opportunity for growth, and he thanked the Pirate fans and the entire Pirates organization for their support. We won't leave that up any longer because it is such a long tweet, but if you would like to go and read it, it's well worth your while to go to pirates.com and read that tweet from Jameson Tyon. We are really rooting for him, our thoughts and prayers. I mean, you can't get a better individual, John, so I think all of us feel the same way about this guy, and we have a strong belief that he's going to battle through this thing, and we're going to see him on the mound before too long.
Pretty telling, that tweet, and the things he had said and the things that he has gone through already with the Tommy John, the hernia, the long road to get here to begin with. But, you know, baseball's secondary now. It's different, overcoming a surgery and overcoming cancer. And obviously, you know, you got to think about not only him, but his family, his girlfriend, his teammates. You know, it's hard news to deal with, I'm sure of, but obviously he has the right attitude. He's a fighter. He's got determination, and I have no doubt he'll come back even stronger.
In the press release today, Neil Huntington, the Pirates general manager, talked about how Jameson once again has proven what a strong person he is, just the way he has dealt with this. So again, we root for Jameson Tyon. We're going to continue from Los Angeles. We're going to talk about tonight's Pirates starter, Trevor Williams, when we come back. Making the start tonight. He is in the rotation now for the time being, with the Jameson Tyon on the disabled list. So Trevor Williams will be making his second Major League start on Wednesday against the Reds. A couple of innings, one earned. John, the Pirates are hoping, he's hoping to get 5 or 6 tonight.
Yeah, you know, obviously he was stretched out in spring training, been pitching out of the bullpen, so you don't know what that pitch limit will be. I'm sure he'll try to be efficient. Trevor Williams, when his command is on, very capable. He had a great minor league career. As you see, a 3.05 ERA and 82 starts. You know, he's certainly capable of filling in.
He's going to have to deal with the rookie sensation, Cody Bellinger, the 21-year-old who today was named the National League's Player of the Week.
This guy has big-time pop. You know, he has a pretty big swing, but I look at that pitch right there. You think maybe long swing with the big, powerful, long, majestic shots. Well, then he gets on top of a fastball about neck high. There's some shortness and quickness to that swing as well, but don't want to make many mistakes to him because he is hot.
So take a look at the rookie first baseman matched up tonight, and since April the 25th, see the OPS number there for Josh Bell, close to 950. Cody Bellinger is off the charts with the 14 RBIs, and again, the National League's Player of the Week. So the Bucks and the Dodgers ready to play ball, but first we're going back to Rob King for a game break. As the Buccos begin this 7-game road swing, a 3-game series against the Brewers at PNC Park. Pirates took 2 of 3. Check out the RAV4 starting lineup for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They are 3 games under 500. Josh Harrison leads off. He'll be followed by Jordy Mercer and Andrew McCutchen. Gregory Polanco, last 3 games, has 5 hits in 10 at-bats. Jose Osuna is the right fielder with Josh Bell at first. Francisco Cervelli behind the plate. Max Moroff had 2 major league at-bats last year, called up today. Trevor Williams on the mound, and Alex Wood, the lefty.
2-0, 328 earned run average, 27 punch-outs in 24 2/3 innings. Opponents hitting just 191 against them early on. And lefty. Hopefully the Bucks, especially the top of this lineup, could do some damage.
Josh Harrison loves facing the lefties and takes ball 1. Did not play yesterday, was a pinch hitter in the 9th inning and delivered a base hit, but that foot has been bothering him, and the strike is called. On the strike on Harrison with Mercer to follow. Two balls and a strike. Alex Wood is 2-0 with a 3.28 ERA in 6 games, the 4 starts. Tony Randazzo behind the plate. Crew chief at first is Jerry Davis, with Clint Fagan at second, Rob Drake at third.
Wood threw a lot of pitches his last time out. Went 5 innings against the Giants here at Dodger Stadium, a 13-5 win. He gave up 5 runs in those 5 innings, 4 of which were earned. But 94 pitches. So just about 19 pitches per inning. Got the pitch count up, got him out.
2-2 now on Jay Hay.
Making him work, wasting a couple of pitches.
Pirates have seen Wood in the past, 6 career games, 5 starts, ERA and even 3 against the Pirates. And he thought maybe he had gotten Jay Hay looking.
4-seam fastball at 94 miles per hour off the plate inside, but ooh, very, very close.
Still 3-2.
How about the difference, by the way, just before first pitch to now, the sound level. It was like 3 hours of torture. It was so loud.
The public address system here is the loudest in the league, and even you can hear the organ is cranked up. It is unbelievable. Rivers Casino tips to win.
Well, get it done from the top. Wood able to get Jay Hay, but we know Josh Harrison, Andrew McCutchen, Jordy Mercer, very good against lefties. Combined 333 against Wood, or 308 against Wood in their career, and a strong bullpen. You figure Trevor Williams probably won't go too deep in this game. You hope to get 5, 6 maybe. And so you're going to need that pen. Hopefully, when we get to the pen, it will be with a lead.
Southern California native. Trevor Williams getting set to make his first start here. Pirates hoping to give him an early lead. They have done good work against the Dodgers in the last 3 seasons. They've won 7 of their last 10 games played here. Williams grew up in the San Diego area. And again, he made his first big league start last year against Cincinnati. It is interesting, though, because even for a guy who's been just about now every big league ballpark like Trevor Williams, still hasn't made the whole circuit. And he did make his first major league start in Cincinnati, and that's a major league stadium. There's nothing quite like a handful of cherished ballparks. You know, Wrigley, Fenway, Dodger Stadium. His dad, Richard, you might remember when Trevor Williams in relief picked up his first big league win last year, that emotional moment at the end of the game where they both embraced by the box seats, and back-to-back Ks for Alex Wood. The Honda defense, Corey Seager's as good as it gets at shortstop for the Dodgers. His double play partner is Chris Taylor. Justin Turner is at third base. We talked about Cody Bellinger. Andrew Tolles in left, Jock Peterson in center, Yasiel Puig in right. Yasmani Grandal is the catcher for Alex Wood. Injuries derailed Wood's season last year. McCutchen got a rare day off yesterday. Talked to Neil Huntington on his radio show yesterday about McCutchen's early season struggles, that .218 batting average. He does have 5 homers and 15 runs batted in. In terms of the home run and RBI production, up a tick from last year at this time. And Neil Huntington pointed out that those peripheral numbers, the statistics that they look at, the analytics, might suggest he's run into some bad luck. Maybe the West Coast will cure the ills of Andrew McCutchen and the Pirate offense, though this has historically been a very difficult place to score runs.
The one thing, though, is this is the first game against the NL West club. The Pirates have done very well against the West in the last couple of years.
And they have won 15 of the last 20 against the Dodgers and 7 of their last 10 games here. And you see that's a very respectable batting average for McCutchen here in this pitcher-friendly ballpark. Dodger Stadium opened April 10th, 1962. It's a bit different because of a longtime voice, Vin Scully, retired after last season. Bouncing ball, and there is Seager with 3 men on the left side of the infield. The shortstop has it, and Alex Wood has a 1-2-3 top of the first inning. Trevor Williams heads to the mound. In 1949. The Dodgers have not had Vin Scully behind the mic. He turned 89 years old in November. His Hall of Fame career decided to call it quits. The Dodgers at 17-14 under Dave Roberts. He has this lineup tonight. Andrew Tolles leads off. Then it's Corey Seager and Justin Turner. We talked about Cody Bellinger off to a ferocious start. Jock Peterson is in center. Then Chris Taylor at second. Grandal, Puig, and Wood, bottom third of the batting order. Dave Roberts led his club to 91 wins last year, and the Dodgers have won 8 of their last 11 ball games.
Trevor Williams, I'm sure, excited about getting the start here. out on the West Coast. 1-1, a 5.40 ERA, a couple of homers, 10 punch outs, and 11 2/3.
Trevor Williams turned 25 years old on the 25th of April. Born and raised in San Diego, still makes his home there. Faces Andrew Toles, getting some time in the leadoff spot. And playing left field, Andre Ethier has been out with the herniated disc. Logan Forsythe, who was the big offseason acquisition, is on the DL. A tough play, and Williams decides to try and go for it. By the time he arrived, it looked as though it might have been better off if he hoped it would dribble foul.
And that may be a time where you get some help, and somebody start hollering, "Let it go, let it go, let it go." It would have been a very tough play, and you see it running towards the line. It came off that grass. Even if he comes up clean, he has nowhere to throw it. I mean, he's throwing it up the back of Toles, and would have been a very difficult throw. It would have had to be quick and accurate, and it almost certainly would have gone foul.
Leadoff base runner, a hit for Toles. Now Corey Seager. Seager hitting .286. Rookie of the year last year. Trevor Williams, a rookie this season. His 7th appearance, his first start.
Watching Trevor Williams, and again, we've watched him more out of the bullpen than as a starter, but we talked about his minor league numbers. We don't talk about this guy throws hard. You don't really think about him. As a guy, well,
right.
But I mean, he gets to 95 with ease.
You're right. You really do not think of him as that hard thrower, but he really is.
Yeah. I mean, this year he's averaging 93.5 miles per hour, and that's probably a little above average. But I mean, we've seen him go up 94, 95, and has a good breaking ball, good changeup. The swinging bunt was on a changeup. That was a good changeup there. The last pitch to Seager.
Saws him off. Looks like a bunt. Oh, brother. Williams lobs it, and Corey Seager, give him credit. He was not conceding a thing. Williams throws it almost over the head of Josh Bell, who has to leap to grab it.
Yeah, you don't want to get off of this kind of start. Yeah. And you get two little tiny dribblers that don't combine travel 90 feet, and the Dodgers are sitting here first and second, nobody out.
Poor Trevor Williams has dug himself this jam. Wow.
And when you talk about, making his first start and not being stretched out and maybe a pitch count, and you could possibly have 2 outs here. Mm-hmm. There's 8 pitches already thrown, nobody out.
Justin Turner has hit safely in 19 of his last 21 ball games. A hit and an error to start the bottom of the first.
Two-seam fastball there, and again, it looks so easy coming out of his hand. And the ball, has life, has late movement, has a good sharp slider, good movement on a changeup as well. You see a pretty good location of those pitches right where Cervelli was setting up.
Trevor Williams was originally drafted by the Marlins. 2nd round pick in 2013. Pirates traded for him in October of 2015. Pirates pitching coach Ray Searage 2-1 on Turner. He's making his first major league start right there. Max Moroff had 2 pinch hit at bats last year. He's excited. He was called up today, as was Chris Bostic, a utility man who was in spring training for the Pirates. The Bucks traded over the winter for him, so both players making their 2017 debuts. And in Bostic's case, once he gets a plate appearance or takes the field, will be his major league debut. But now Trevor Williams has gone to 3-2 on Justin Turner with Cody Bellinger on deck.
Well, here's your hope is you get a good sinking fastball down, get a ground ball at somebody. Turn 2.
So still 3-2 on Turner. Pirates defensively out in right field, it's Jose Osuna. Andrew McCutchen in center, Gregory Polanco in left. Josh Harrison, Jordy Mercer on the left side of the infield. Max Moroff, Josh Bell on the right side, and Francisco Cervelli behind the plate. Justin Turner's hitting .418 against right-handed pitching. Best mark in the major leagues, but Williams should retire him. Looked like Osuna lost the ball in the sky. Moroff went out, and McCutchen makes the catch. That is not what the Pirates would have needed there. That ball drops. One away, and a big out for Trevor Williams.
Ball gets up there, not quite twilight, where at times you find that the ball might disappear when it gets at its peak. Now Andrew did call it pretty early. Osuna may have pulled off when he heard Andrew calling for it, but still blue sky above.
Cody Bellinger hitting .357 in 42 at bats. That was a big swing and a miss.
Up there like a statue, straight up and down.
Calm.
No bend in the knees.
21 years old. 4th round pick in 2013 out of Hamilton High School in Chandler, Arizona. His father, Clay, played in the big leagues with the Yankees. Cody, in fact, wearing his father's number 35 in tribute to the one-time Yankee. Some kind of start for Cody Bellinger.
And he doesn't get cheated. It's a pretty big swing and very aggressive.
Stay away there, 2-1. Bellinger's had some big time moments in the past few days. He drove in a career high 5 runs on Saturday night. His first career grand slam in the 9th inning. Trevor Williams made his major league debut with the Pirates September 7th last year against the Cardinals. Got his first big league win. And he gave up 1 unearned run in 3 innings of relief. And then he made that start September 17th, 10 days later in Cincinnati. A no decision. He lasted only 4 innings. This will be the 20th pitch for Trevor Williams.
Like, come at him, attacking. 94. Cervelli wanted it in and up and put it pretty much right there. Didn't quite get all the way in there, but still enough velocity. Tie him up.
Walked him to load them up.
And in this at bat. There was a changeup and a slider that, as a young hitter, you might think you might have him a little over anxious and maybe chase, and not a flinch. And that's usually a pretty good sign that they're seeing the ball well, picking up the speed and the spin.
So Jock Peterson now hitting .208 this season with a homer, 7 ribbies, 25 home runs last year. Ball 1 on Jock Peterson. So 2 career grand slams for this 25-year-old Palo Alto, California native, whose dad also played briefly in the big leagues with the Dodgers. And now it is 2-0. Williams came into this game with 7 walks and a dozen innings and 10 strikeouts. An unfortunate start to this ball game for Williams. Who knows if he lets that dribbler that Tolles hit go rather than try and field it. Might have gone foul. And then he had a sure out on the dribbler off the bat of Corey Seager, but his lob toss pulled Bell off the bag. So at third base, it's Andrew Tolles with Corey Seager at second, thanks to the error. Cody Bellinger at first. If you're just joining us, you might have been watching the Penguins Caps. The Pirates went down in the top of the first, 1-2-3 against Alex Wood. Now Trevor Williams making his second career start in the big leagues and his first start this season. With Jameson Tyon on the disabled list. 3-0. Peterson taking all the way, 3-1. He is 2 for 10 with men in scoring position on the year. Dave Roberts. Dodgers took the 2 games in a series in San Diego. This is going to score at least 1, and only 1, as Osuna gets to it quickly, and it's 1-0 LA. A base hit by Peterson.
Always easier when you're heading to count 3-1. Peterson could be just looking for wherever, and that pitch actually the same as the 3-0 pitch. Down and out of the zone, got a call on the 3-0 pitch, but the 3-1 pitch hit hard right off the barrel. The runner at second base, Seager, had to pause, so no chance for him to come around to score.
Ray Searage out there. A 1-0 Dodger lead. Williams has now given up a couple of hits. A walk in that air, got Justin Turner to fly out, and face now Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor batting .353 in 34 at bats. This long inning, regardless of how it finishes, of course, is going to cut back on Williams giving the Pirates a lot of innings. The key now is to try and wiggle his way out of it. Not too much more damage. Love to get that ground ball.
Yeah, this is a curveball. Maybe just took a little bit off the slider. A little slower than the typical slider we see from Williams.
And that's hit toward left center field. McCutchen back. Grand slam. 5-0.
Went back to that breaking ball and definitely didn't want to leave it middle. And that's where this pitch ends up. It's down the middle. That's 0-2. And that's elevated. And not a well-executed pitch. And as a hitter being in an 0-2 count, you get a pitch that good to hit. Especially you're shortening up, you're a little more in protection mode. That's a big time mistake with 3 men aboard.
A mistake filled bottom of the first inning for Trevor Williams. Ball and a strike on Grandal, switch hitting catcher. Yasmani Grandal had 27 home runs last year, 3 this season. A fair ball. Bell will make that play for the second out.
Right fielder, number 66, Yasiel Puig.
Puig leads the club, or did anyway. He still does, despite the grand slam, with the 18 runs batted in. Leads the Dodgers. Puig, tumultuous 2016 campaign. He was actually sent to the minors. They reportedly tried to trade him.
And now hitting 8th.
Forget that one. That is crushed. Puig with his 6th. 6-0.
This is a changeup. Take a look. Yep, a changeup middle end. And Trevor Williams, he looked away before Puig made contact. He knew that that was nowhere near where he wanted to throw it. He wanted it down and away. That ball just rode back in, about belt high. And we're seeing more and more of this right on right changeups. And boy, Puig saw that one good. Got all of it.
The pitcher Alex Wood at the plate. 6th home run for Puig. A no-doubter. 40th pitch. Well, tough start for Trevor Williams. Dodgers put up a 6 spot.
You by Allegheny Health Network, the largest health system, rated #1 in the region for all the things that matter most. And by Kenny Ross Subaru, total confidence pricing. Let's go Bucks!
Grand slam for Chris Taylor. A highlight for the Dodgers. A line shot by Puig. Part of a 6-run first inning. Trevor Williams back to the dugout, and Ray Searage trying to get Trevor Williams to stay focused. Pirates need at least a few innings out of him.
You know, you think about this game of baseball, how it can humble you. And you see Trevor Williams, the first 2 batters, the stuff is good, the location's good. He gets a swing, 2 swinging bunts, 2 little dribblers.
And just you wonder.
And it's a totally different ball game. Yeah.
If he fields the one, the easy out, and doesn't commit the error, if he lets that other one go.
And you know, could have a quick 3-up, 3-down inning. You don't know how it plays out, but then you get runners aboard and mistakes in this game and how they could cost you, especially bases loaded 0-2 mistakes, and that one probably more than any other, doing all the damage.
Second career grand slam for Taylor. Wood just have no trouble with Polanco. 3rd K.
Right fielder, number 36, Jose Osuna.
That late breaking, if that's a slider or cutter, but goes to that a lot. Has it run in on the righties, obviously away to the lefty Polanco.
Jose Osuna. First career home run yesterday at PNC Park. 2-out, 2-run homer. At the time, got the Bucks to within 1. Bellinger unassisted.
And the home run by Osuna was a right on right, up and in changing. And I've seen it a number of times this year where, you know, it's being called inside to righties, and
What are your thoughts on that?
It used to be a no-no. You know, you used to think, man, you never want to make a mistake with a changeup in to really any hitter. I mean, the objective of the changeup was to get a guy out in front, to get him off his front foot, hit the ball off the end of the bat, you know, roll over it. And now I guess the thought is hitters are hunting fastball. You throw them an inside changeup, they'll pull it foul. I mean, I'm not sure if you know, especially if you got a strike, especially 2 strikes on a hitter, and you throw an inside changeup. It used to be, you know, hitters in protection mode. And, you know, they're going to try to stay short and stay inside the ball. And you know, an inside changeup used to be a mistake. You know, but more and more times that changeup's being called on the inner third, sometimes off the plate in, and hard to really get beat if you throw the changeup off the plate in. That's a hard pitch to keep fair. But you have a guy up there that's trying to stay inside the ball, and you throw a changeup in, he could go out.
The Pirates go out. 4 of the first 6 batters are struck out by Alex Wood. History, this date, 1973. Pirates lose to the Dodgers 7-3, 10 years to the day after hitting his first career homer. Willie Stargell hit 2 homers against the Dodgers, the second of which he completely hit out of Dodger Stadium, a 470-foot blast over the roof, the right field bleachers. Second time in his career that Pops hit one completely out of Dodger Stadium. Mike Piazza, Mark McGwire, and Carlos Stanton, only other players to ever accomplish that feat. The right field pavilion there.
Do you know if
amazing Pops.
Do you know if it was a day game?
I believe it was. I don't know that for sure, but I believe it was.
If any of those guys that were able to do it at night.
After he hit that first one out in 1969, 7th inning shot off of Alan Foster that bounced off the right field pavilion. Stargell said he wasn't thinking of a home run. He said, I'm just trying to keep from over swinging. And he said, more often than not, distance doesn't excite me that much. It's a thrill just to hit a home run. He had 3 homers out of Forbes Field by that time. English on that, and the play made by Mercer off the bat of Andrew Tolles. 1 down in the bottom of the second.
Corey Seager.
Brings up Corey Seager. Reading, John, that in 1965, Stargell hit 3 homers in a game here at Dodger Stadium. in 1965, and then doubled off the grandstand railing in his 4th plate appearance. He came so close to hitting 4 home runs in one game, this ballpark. Seager checks, nope. Stargell said he was so excited after he doubled. There was a pop-up with only 1 out, and he just ran around third all the way into the dugout. He thought there were 2 outs. Big swing from Seager.
Just remembering Willie Stargell and the big, what do you call it?
The windmills.
The windmill
warm up.
Effortless, really, his swing was. He didn't have like an enormous swing, just kind of handsy and a little bit of a loopy swing, but boy, that ball jumped off of his bat. It just seemed so loose for a big guy, loose and handsy.
He carried that bat around like it was just a toothpick. It was like nothing. He said that windmill warm-up swing, prodigious power. Justin Turner flied out in the 1st. After the infield hit and the error, Williams was able to get Turner to fly out to right center. 2nd in the league in hitting, Justin Turner. Well, you don't get a mulligan in baseball. Trevor Williams would love to, but it's a 1-2-3 second.
Game road trip for the Pirates. I'm Robbie and Smikowski with the unfortunate news today of pitcher Jameson Tyon undergoing surgery for suspected testicular cancer. His close friend and teammate Garrett Cole earlier today reacted to the news.
He's tough as nails. He's always going to try to look for the positive in things. He's always going to try to look for the next step forward. He leaves the past where it lies, and it's a really good mentality to have, I think, for these kind of situations. Unfortunately, it couldn't happen to a more harder worker or a guy who's more prepared to do his job. But, this can be a really deadly disease, and it takes a really strong person to beat it, and that's definitely what he is.
Well, Greg, when you look at Jameson Tyon and his history, of course, he was a 2nd overall pick in the draft half a decade ago, but then you look at he underwent Tommy John surgery, then hernia surgery. This guy has overcome many, many obstacles, and there's no reason to think he can't overcome this latest one.
And that emotional tweet that he sent out late this afternoon, Robbie, said as much. Talking about how he's always determined, borderline obsessed with working hard to make it, never doubted himself. And then there's Garrett Cole. However, as a naive little guy, I never realized that each person has a different path and journey along their way to accomplishing their goals. Tommy John surgery, sports hernia surgery, 105-mile-per-hour line drive off my hard head, said Tyon in this tweet today. And then this most recent discovery are just a few of the stops along the way. They've all just added fuel to my burning fire and inspired me to become even better. I vowed to use every setback as an opportunity for growth. Thank the Pirates organization, family, girlfriend, teammates, Pirate fans, doctors. My journey hasn't been the smoothest, he said, but it is my journey and I wouldn't change it for anything. Getting all kinds of tweets from members of the sports world, the Penguins, the Steelers, tweeting out support. Jock Peterson, a tweet. Thoughts and prayers going out. Justin Turner. Just saw Corey Knebel over the weekend, the reliever for the Milwaukee Brewers. Penguins sent out a tweet. Our thoughts and prayers are with Jameson Tyon and the Pirates organization. Pittsburgh stands with you. The Steelers, our thoughts and prayers are with Jameson Tyon for a speedy recovery. Steelers Nation is behind you. Here is Max Moroff, his third major league at bat after the walk to Cervelli. Moroff was hitting .258 at Indianapolis with 8 home runs and 17 runs batted in. He will turn 24 years old this coming Saturday. A native of Winter Park, Florida, the central part of the state. Drafted in the 16th round in 2012 out of Trinity Prep in Winter Park.
Pretty impressive power surge.
Yeah.
8 home runs.
13th in OPS in the entire International League at the time of his call up. Pirates send down Phil Goslin, the infielder, and catcher Elias Diaz. Alex Wood gets strikeout number 5.
Pitching a bit backwards there to Moroff. 2 off-speed pitches. Had him out in front and then climbs the ladder, goes upstairs with the heat.
Last time the Pirates saw Alex Wood was the 2015 season. Williams tries to bunt the runner over and fouls it off. On the appeal, first base umpire Jerry Davis says he offered at that pitch. Initially, the home plate umpire Tony Randazzo called it a ball. You can see Williams kind of stab at it.
He kind of had the bat out there and then just kind of pulled it back, but looked like he pulled it back a little late. As you mentioned, they called a little stab, a breaking ball.
And a strikeout. The 6th for Alex Wood. Make mom smile this Mother's Day with exclusive Pirates gear from the Majestic Clubhouse store on Federal Street at PNC Park. Now through Saturday, get 2 free Pirates tickets for every $75 spent. So even when the team's away, you can still shop from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on weekdays and 11 to 5 on Saturdays. Mother's Day fast approaching. Josh Harrison will be out of play off to the right. All right, have 5. Jay struck out to begin the ball game. No 2 count. 6 Ks for Wood through 9 batters. Out in front, 0-2 on Harrison. Just foul. Well, with yesterday's rain out in San Diego of all places, the Dodgers could have pushed Wood back to tomorrow and started yesterday's probable veteran righty Brandon McCarthy. But not only do the Dodgers skip McCarthy, they today place him on the disabled list and recall Adam Liberatore, the Blackhawk high school product.
That's a strange move in terms of the DL move.
Yeah. He had suffered a dislocated left shoulder in a weightlifting incident on Wednesday, which is the reason they pushed his start back from Saturday to Sunday. Then again, yesterday's was rained out. McCarthy said he was fine to go. No, foul ball. Grandal tried to sell it. Tony Randazzo didn't buy. Home plate umpire Tony Randazzo called it a foul ball immediately.
Oh yeah, it bounced in the dirt. And Alex Wood turned around at the second base umpire Clint Fagan and tried to convince him to have a talk with Randazzo, but Fagan said, "No, hit the dirt."
Jay once again hitting lefties. It's a good clip this season. 400 batting average coming in.
He does this as well as anybody, Josh Harrison. He can get behind the count and just waste pitch after pitch. See the splits. 3 home runs against lefties and far fewer at bats. Shorty, he's off to a little bit of a slow start against lefties. He's always been one that's swung the bat extremely well against the southpaw, but not yet this year.
Eight-pitch at bat ends with a bouncer to the shortstop Seager. Dodgers got the grand slam from Chris Taylor in the first. Cody Bellinger was aboard when Taylor hit the granny. So back-to-back games, grand slams. This is Bellinger's first career grand slam, his 5th home run in the major leagues. As the Dodgers piled it on 10-2 in San Diego in favor of Clayton Kershaw. Taylor in the hole, drew up 3rd here in the 3rd. It's interesting when the Dodgers brought up Cody Bellinger, much ballyhooed prospect. They had placed Jock Peterson on the 10-day disabled list with a right groin strain. And they pretty much determined that it would just be a week and a half, 2-week look-see at Bellinger. That when Peterson was ready to return, then Bellinger would go back down. But Adrian Gonzalez was placed on the disabled list 3 days ago with right elbow soreness. Cervelli. And Bellinger is retired. So now there's a lot of people around the Dodgers saying there's no way the Dodgers are going to send this guy down at this point. He's their cleanup hitter.
I was just saying, how could you? He continues to swing the bat like this.
His dad played parts of 3 seasons with the Yankees, and then the 2002 campaign, part of that year with the Angels. Clay Bellinger, Jock Peterson's father, appeared in 8 big league games in 1985 with the Dodgers. The Dodgers have monopolized the Rookie of the Year award. Bellinger's putting a down payment on perhaps being in the conversation when all is said and done this year. Corey Seager was the unanimous choice last year, the 17th Dodger to win a Rookie of the Year award.
Wow.
How many years have they been giving it away? I mean, that's
what year it started. There's one. There's a Fernando Valenzuela. .1940. Nice knockdown, but wasn't fielded cleanly. Don't know if he would have had a chance anyway. Jordy Mercer. That'll be a hit for Peterson.
Number 3, Chris Taylor.
see Jordy going to his left. The ball kind of stayed down on him. Trying to slide, catch, turn, throw all at once. Would have been tough.
The Rookie of the Year became official, an award in '47. Jackie Robinson, though, was first established in 1940, but it didn't become national until '47. And a line drive, base hit to right. Osuna all the way to third. And so Taylor winds up at second as Peterson goes to third. And the throw by Osuna. Taylor goes to second.
Number 9.
Good piece of hitting. Fastball, he stays inside it. And, Peterson knows how deep Osuna's playing. Osuna way out there in right field, so he doesn't hesitate. And with Jose missing the cutoff man, Taylor recognizes that right out of his hands, so there's no sense of him stopping. He knows that that ball's going over the cutoff man's head, so he's easily able to advance into scoring position as well.
Grandal with the infield in. Yasmani Grandal has 3 hits in 45 career at-bats against the Pirates. 28-year-old native of Havana, Cuba. That's a fair ball. This is going to score 2. Grandal winds up with a double. Little squibber. 8-0.
It's amazing that this ball gets out of the infield. You see the jam shot, the ball. Watch how slowly it gets out to Josh Bell. Just a little well-placed sinking liner. And you think, again, you hit a cutoff man, it's first and third. That same ball's hit. It could be an inning-ending double play. A soft liner right at the bag. Josh Bell would have been holding the runner on. Catch it, step on first, inning over.
So Puig at the plate. He homered in the first.
Another thing on that play, that particular play, when you have the infield in and
Josh Lynn
runner
up
at third. I've always felt the corner on the pull side didn't have to play even with the bagger inside the bag. You can always give yourself more room on the corners. The ball's generally going to get to you quicker. You're still going to have time to throw the runner out, even with a guy like Peterson that has some speed. You limit yourself so much range-wise when you position yourself that way.
Just because if you're a corner guy, it's going to get to you quicker.
Yeah, so you can afford to play a couple of steps behind the bag to give yourself a little more range.
Have you seen any teams do that, John? Because that does make sense.
Yeah.
To have, it just seems like so automatic when you see the infield in that all these teams just kind of look at each other and okay, we all take the same amount of steps in to the edge.
Yeah, I mean it's you could typically on the corner you can afford to give yourself a step or two behind the bag. Whereas in that particular ball, you'd think you'd be able to get over and cut it off and perhaps hold the runner. You see, he's in the grass. I mean, not only even Josh Harrison on the opposite side, you get a squibber or whatever, chances are you're not going to get a rocket hit over to your third base. And so playing even with the bag, they're okay. But on the pull side, in front of the bag, I think is way too tight. For me, even with the bags tight.
That does make sense. That's a great shot that we just saw. That last replay of how if Bell is playing back a few steps on that pull side for what was a left-handed hitter, Grandal, he would give himself some more room, more range. Nice play by Jay Hay, quickly up to look towards second. Puig is retired.
Number 57, Alex Wood.
He doesn't hit this one all that well, does Puig? Just kind of a dying liner over there. But Jay Hay heads up as always. Easily makes the catch. Looks for two. Wasn't there.
Pitcher Alex Wood struck out in the first. Do things like that when you're ahead 8-0.
Oh yeah.
Backhand play by Bell and keep it himself to retire the pitcher. Yasmani Grandal, a little squibber inside the first base bag, brings home 2 more. 8-0 LA. Called a break after that long game last night against the Yankees at Wrigley Field. 18-inning affair. The Yankees won 5-4. The Cubs were scheduled to get into Denver sometime this morning around 7 o'clock or so. Their game was postponed because of rain at Coors Field. Trevor Williams is done. Clint Hurdle trying to encourage his rookie right-hander, Yasmani Grandal, adding to the lead. The 2-run double. Alex Wood looking to go 3-0 in his first 7 outings this season. Mercer 1 of 6 strikeouts for Wood.
There goes that slider. Even behind in the count. Jordy Mercer, he's thinking 8-0, 2-0 count. Definitely going to get a fastball to hit here. Did not, out in front.
So a tough one for Trevor Williams, and what could have been had he made one play and maybe let another ball go. Have to do it over again. 7 Ks for Alex Wood. He was up Andrew McCutcheon.
Number 22.
Point Park University tweets. Late night bucking. No. Hoping for better results. I don't mean to put you to sleep. Sorry about that. Oh well. Yes, sir.
It's soothing, Greg.
Oh, soothing. There's nothing soothing about 8-0.
No. It's a bummer.
Sour. Seething. That's more.
There you go.
Yeah.
Seething.
Well, Ray Searage can't afford to be seething. He needs to be soothing. Josh Lindblom, the new Pirates pitcher, just brought up the other day. Pirates down by a big score here, but if you're a player, John, you can speak to this. You've got to battle every pitch, every at bat, even though the likelihood of you coming back is so remote.
Yeah, nothing changes. I mean, you still go and compete. I think the most frustrating thing, I guess, for a manager or anybody really is to see a guy go up there and change their approach, or give at bats away by swinging from their heels, trying to get a cheap home run or whatever. Instead of just going out there and competing as you always would.
8 strikeouts for Alex Wood.
25, Gregory Polanco.
Pretty big breaking ball here. Middle, above the knee, starts it off the plate.
Alex Wood struck out 8 Giants his last start over 5 innings. Out of the University of Georgia, drafted by the Atlanta Braves in the 2nd round 5 years ago, and traded to the Dodgers, a deadline deal in 2015. And Gregory Polanco will have the first hit of the night for the Pirates.
Number 36,
Polanco is
Osuna.
coming around. Pretty good series against the Brewers.
Yesterday he was on base all 4 times. And going back to the game on Saturday night, he had doubled his last at bat, so coming into this game, reaching base safely in each of his last 5 straight plate appearances before he struck out in the 2nd.
Good to see him stay back against the lefty, get a breaking ball away, stay up the middle with it.
If Osuna goes the other way, a huge hole on the right side. As they hold on Polanco. Strike 1.
Osuna, that's kind of what impressed us watching him this spring, is how well he hit the ball to all fields. This breaking ball from Wood causing fits. Hard late break. Kind of a I didn't mean to type of swing from Jose. Shouldn't be much concern with the running game at this point.
Surprising.
Very
Two
surprising.
throws over to first base, 2 outs, and concerned about Gregory Polanco. 8-0.
Pitchers are greedy. They don't want to give up anything. I was thinking that when Jordy Mercer was leading off the inning when they had to count 2-0 down 8-0, and he throws them a breaking ball. I'm thinking they're greedy. They don't want to give up anything.
Should have bounced out to first baseman Cody Bellinger in his second inning at bat. There's a greedy pitcher. Not the one with the glasses. Neither one. The guy in the back, Tony Noto, he's not greedy. The great Tony Noto. If our buddy Mike Lang is watching after the Penguins, I assume the Penguins won't go back to DC until tomorrow. I'm not sure of that. I don't know, but he always wants us to make sure we send our hellos out to Tony Noto, longtime radio engineer here in LA, does all the sports, does the LA Kings visitors, does the Lakers. Scooped up by Seager onto Taylor. 6-4 put out. 8-zip LA.
All-wheel drive RAV fourth inning. Toyota, what drives you?
It is 8-0 LA. Pirates trailing game one of this three-game series to the Dodgers. The 6-run first inning did in Trevor Williams. Chris Bostic makes his major league debut tonight. Takes over in left field for Gregory Polanco. Neat touch by the Dodgers, by the way. Public address announcer announcing the changes. The new pitcher, and he said making his major league debut in left field, Chris Bostic. Exciting time talking to Chris Bostic before the game about what a wild 24 hours it's been as Josh Lindblom delivers the pitch to Andrew Toles. Bostic found out he was going to the big leagues when the Indianapolis Indians were ready to bus it back from Columbus to Indianapolis last night. Andy Barquette, the manager of the Indianapolis Indians, as players started to file onto the bus, called Bostic back off the bus into his office and said, "You are going to the big leagues." And into center field it goes. A base hit for Toles, who is now 2 for 3.
Shortstop, Corey Seager.
Lindblom returned to the big leagues yesterday.
He made his major league debut here at Dodger Stadium. 5 games, 4 starts, a 2.50 ERA down in Indy. 14 punch-outs. Opponents hitting just 209 against him. AAA.
Lindblom faced one batter yesterday at PNC Park. Had not been in the major leagues for 3 years. Appeared in one game with the Oakland A's in 2014. Made a start that year. Lindblom had been drafted by the Dodgers in 2008, a second-round pick. And as John said, made his major league debut here with LA in 2011. Parts of 5 seasons in the majors, and went and played in Korea for 2 years. There have been a lot of compelling stories for the Pirates over the last couple of weeks. There you see the glove, Korean lettering.
Yeah, compelling to say the least. Yeah, a lot of amazing things going on. First,
it's just been wild with all the stuff going around.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, it starts out with the bad news at the beginning of the year with Gong, and then stunning news of Starling Marte. Base hit to right will put runners at the corners. First hit for Seager, lined out his last time. Let's go downstairs to Robbie.
Well, guys, you look at Josh Lindblom. His daughter Monroe is almost 7 months of age right now, born back in October. She was born with a congenital heart defect where the right side of her heart didn't develop properly. Now, she had her first surgery when she was just 7 days old. Now, they're living in Indianapolis, which also happens to be where Monroe gets her care at the hospital. It's also the reason that Lindblom wanted to come back to the Pirates. He was briefly a member of the Pirates organization back in the winter in December of 2014 for under 2 weeks before he went to go back and play in Korea. Now, the proximity of the hospital makes it easier for the family to get care for Monroe. So really, when Lindblom was looking at opportunities, the Pirates were essentially the only team he was going to play for because of the proximity of Indianapolis for the care for her daughter. And go to MLB.com. Great story written by Adam Berry, the Pirates reporter for MLB.com. Really details what Josh and his wife and their 3 children have been through in this journey in the game of baseball and as it relates to their daughter, Greg.
Yeah, tremendous story. And as Robbie said, Adam Berry on MLB.com, Pirates.com, wrote that detailed look back at the Lindblom story, how he returned to the Pirates organization. Never stop dreaming was the tweet from Josh Lindblom, our Point Park University tweet. His daughter Monroe. Lindblom from Lafayette, Indiana. I imagine it's got to feel awfully weird for a guy like Josh Lindblom to be back here on this mound. Here at Dodger Stadium. A base hit, and the Dodgers have 9. Justin Turner's first hit, his 15th RBI of the season.
Just gets a pitch up in his own, stays inside it, and it's a hanging slider. Hitters are greedy too.
Yeah, not just the pitchers. Lindblom has given up 3 straight hits.
Nice little pick there from Francisco Cervelli. Breaking ball in the dirt. Boy, when he lets it loose, he lets it loose. I mean, that's a big swing. I'm trying to remember a guy that stood so upright.
That is remarkable, isn't it? Totally straight. Let's see, look at the stance, straight up. Jason Thompson.
Yeah, that's a good one. Good change up there. And Bellinger against Trevor Williams was able to take the change up down and away.
And now a full count on Cody Bellinger. Turner is erased. Bell on to Mercer.
Center fielder, Josh Peterson.
Corey Seager at third. He's singled. And Bellinger reaches on the force play. 9-0 Dodgers. Jock Peterson 2 for 2. Couple of runs scored. Had an RBI single in the first. Strike the count on Jock Peterson, 2015 All-Star. The Dodgers really are poised to make a not only run at this division, but if they stay healthy. The pitching has been, starting pitching has been, it still I guess would be considered a bit suspect in terms of their rotation. Health, Rich Hill keeps battling the blister problem. Brandon McCarthy goes on the disabled list today. Rich Hill. Pirates will not see Kershaw, as we mentioned. He pitched on Saturday, but tomorrow, Julio Urias, and then Kenta Maeda on Wednesday night. Cervelli left it there for an extra couple of seconds.
Yeah, I think that
really must know where that pitch was.
Missed. And again, you step out, you set up outside, you reach across your body, but that's on the plate, and I guess they called it a touch low.
to left center. Dodgers have made it 10-0 in the 4th inning. Whacking the ball all over the place now. A double for Peterson.
Boy, that's a nice piece of hitting there. That ball's running off the plate away. Look how far off the plate away that is. 4 or 5 inches. And talk about shortening up. Look how short and quick that swing is. He's trying to put it in play. Ends up hitting it off the barrel. And on second base. Infield now playing back with 1 out.
The Dodgers won 10-2 on Saturday night in San Diego. Five times this season, now 6 now, they have put up 10 or more runs. Their highest scoring game was opening day right here at Dodger Stadium when Dave Roberts' club won 14-3 over the Padres. Looking like they want to set a season high mark tonight. 10 runs on 11 hits. Everybody up there taking hefty cuts. Chris Taylor, his 2nd career grand slam in the 1st inning.
Talked before about the inside changeup, and I guess that's the expectation when you throw a changeup in there. If a hitter swings at it, swings and pulls it behind him.
What would be the obvious choice to come back with then? What pitch would be the obvious
No,
pitch?
he's in the downs mode here. That wasn't like a protection swing.
Yeah.
So you go. Yeah, I was going to say go soft away.
Popped up right. Moroff calls off Bell and makes the catch in fair territory. Max Moroff with his first putout as a big leaguer.
Catcher, Yasmani Grandal.
Grandal, the soft double inside the first base bag last inning.
Moment of silence here.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? it really absolutely is
remarkable.
Deafening here. It is unbelievable.
It is constant.
Yep. Non-stop.
I literally, if there's a few times I haven't heard anything out of your mouth through the headsets because of this stuff.
What'd you say? Now that's what you do.
Yeah.
They should hand those out when fans come in.
Yeah.
JR, our stage manager, literally has earplugs in.
Good idea.
Yeah. 2 more in. 10-0 Dodgers. There they are.
is brought to you by the Chevy Malibu and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks!
Time for some Dodger dogs. 10-zip Dodgers. First of 3 here in Los Angeles. Kike Hernandez takes over at shortstop for Corey Seager. And Josh Bell leads off for the Pirates against Alex Wood, who has struck out 8.
He's the one guy on the team I would think would be the most unlikely to be nicknamed Tinker. Tinkerbell.
Yeah. Constantly tinkering with that stance. And the new shortstop drops it twice. He's 6.
And more often than not, you come in for defense, the ball will find you. Hernandez gets caught in between. Still has a chance if he can pick it up with that bare hand.
Kike Hernandez, it's his 4th error already this season to lead the club. Francisco Cervelli walked in the 3rd. And he's going to be on base for a 2nd straight time.
Yeah, I've said this ever since Francisco Cervelli came over to the Pirates. I don't recall him giving away a single at bat. He grinds no matter the score, no matter the situation. You know, he takes his hitting seriously.
Branson appreciates that, the Pirates hitting coach. Cervelli, a walk and a base hit. Now Max Moroff, he struck out in the 3rd. Switch hitting infielder who offered at that pitch, according to the home plate umpire Tony Rendazzo.
Good changeup, fading down and away from Max.
Moroff came into the pro ranks as a shortstop after the Pirates drafted him in the 16th round in 2012. Started to make the switch a couple of years ago, bounce around a little bit. Chris Bostic getting ready for his first major league at bat. For Moroff, this is his 4th major league at bat. He had 2 pinch hit plate appearances last year. This is his first major league start. He said the guy that probably helped him more than anybody else when he made the transition from pretty solid defensive shortstop over to second base in particular was Gifton Gope. Grew up a big fan of Cal Ripken. Ripken once sent him a personal email when he was a little leaguer. And he goes down on strikes. That is number 9, a season high for Alex Wood.
Left fielder number 63,
Easy.
Another
Chris
good,
Bostic.
sharp breaking ball.
First big league at bat now for Chris Bostic. After he was told that he was going to the major leagues from his manager, Andy Barquette, he went to work. He got on the telephone and he started calling airlines. He wanted as many of his family to be here, and he was able to pull off flights from the Rochester, New York area where he's from. So his parents, one of his brothers, got on one flight, and his fiance, who lives in Charlestown, West Virginia, he got her a flight. They both connected in D.C., the flight of his fiance and his family, and they made it into L.A. tonight. Bostic was hitting .320 at Indy. Saw him in spring training.
It's nothing like it. The nerves that you go through your first plate appearance, your first time in the big leagues. It's just everything is a million miles per hour. Trying to just slow it down.
Soak it in too, right?
Soak it in. Yeah, well, it's hard. Right?
Yeah.
Everything, like I said, it goes so fast.
Do you remember yours?
Oh yeah, yeah.
In Pittsburgh?
Crazy, yeah, in Pittsburgh. Well, you never forget those. You know, the first time you're called up.
Yeah.
You know,
First hits.
That whole
Yeah.
experience is. Remember it like it's yesterday. The first at bat, yes. For me, my first 2 at bats lasted 2 pitches, very quick. Swinging at everything.
Pirates traded for Bostic in September. He was with the Nationals organization, originally drafted by Oakland in 2011. And he's caught looking. 10 for Alex Wood. And we're going to get to our Barrel Automotive League leader stat. The teams that have scored the highest percentage of their runs with 2 outs this season, and there are 2 outs now, the Pirates. You see the Dodgers on that list. 6th. The Pirates' highest percentage of runs scored with 2 outs, 47%. Jay has struck out and bounced out. 9-pitch at bat to start this ball game before he struck out. Then he had an 8-pitch at bat in the 3rd inning before bouncing out. Wood's career high strikeout total 13. May 21st last year against the Padres in San Diego. Traded over to the Dodgers July of 2015, along with a couple of pitchers, Luis Avilan, Jim Johnson. Bronson Arroyo was involved in that trade from Atlanta. 3 minor leaguers sent to the Braves in that trade. Pitching coach for the Dodgers is Rick Honeycutt. Seems like every year talk about the Dodgers pitching staff. This year, lowest ERA in the National League, 3.33. That's the lowest ERA in all of Major League Baseball. The White Sox ERA 3.35. Kenta Maeda will start on Wednesday night. Urias tomorrow. Julio Urias.
And then obviously Kershaw, the best of them all, and Pirates will miss the big lefty.
Kershaw-like performance from Alex Wood. 10 punch-outs, 2 hits, shutting out the Pirates. Jay would like to at least put a run up on the board.
Jay's been able to recognize that hard breaking ball. It's a lot of swing and misses. A lot of foul balls coming on that pitch. It's breaking down and in to the righty. And for the most part, the fastball has been in. He did get Bostic looking on a borderline fastball way. He has gone up with the fastball. But for the most part, everything's been in but the changeup. And obviously has the confidence to throw that breaking ball with a full count. Seen him throw it behind in the count.
You see his pitch total at 86. 94 pitches in 5 innings his last start against the Giants. And that 13-5 win over San Francisco.
I have to guess that Josh Harrison has seen at least a quarter of the pitches
this will
thrown.
be the 8th pitch he's seen this at bat coming up.
87 pitches. I would have to guess that Jay is
25 pitches, right?
Yeah, 25 pitches. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more than a quarter. You see there, you don't always have to throw Jay in the strike zone.
Got him looking for his 11th punch out. Strikes out the side after the 2 men reached.
Tonight is Monday, and that means tomorrow is Twitter Tuesday, and we got the ace, the Cole train. Garrett Cole is taking your questions via Twitter tomorrow in the pregame and during the broadcast between the Pirates and the Dodgers. Simple to get your question in. Use the hashtag BucksTuesday when you send in your question, and Garrett will answer them. Any topic is on board, he tells me, Greg. Anything anybody wants to ask, have at it. He's happy to answer it.
Yeah, probably a pretty good mood. Won't start until Thursday, so he won't have to worry about all that goes on when he starts a game here in his hometown. It'll be fun to hear what Garrett has to say in regards to your Twitter Tuesday questions as Josh Lindblom delivers a strike to Yasiel Puig.
Oh, big slow curveball there.
Now, it's interesting that on deck is Alex Wood. He is going to bat for himself, but he is done with a right-hander loosening in the bullpen. When the inning ended, he came back into the dugout, and Dave Roberts told him that was it. And Wood is debating it with the manager, and he says, nope. They want to keep Alex Wood healthy, of course. You see him say, you got 5 innings in. So it looked as though Wood accepted his manager's decision on a bang-bang play. It shows you the great speed of Puig. And he was hustling all the way down that line. They may challenge it. They're going to ask Tony Randazzo to hold up.
57, Alex Wood.
Jay had to back up just like a half a step. But as you see there.
Got him. Alex Wood takes in the dirt. He has struck out and grounded out. So he showed you Wood going into the dugout, and Dave Robertson telling him he's done for the night and trying to convince the manager otherwise. And then he walked away conceding what his manager had said. But then he came back after walking all the way down to the end of the dugout. He came back and tried to talk him out of it again. Finally, the manager, who always has the final say, convinces Wood it's for the betterment of the team, for him, and they call it a night.
Another big slow curveball, 71 miles per hour.
Left fielder, number 60, Andrew Toles.
Some Millie fireworks night, Friday, May 19th. Pirates take on the Phillies. The Pirates and their cross-state rival Phillies kick off their 3-game series at 7:05. Stay after the game, and a Zambelli fireworks show will light up the skies. Get your tickets at pirates.com/fireworks. Long way to center field by Andrew Toles, but caught the track. Sixth inning. Nissan Road ahead. Check out the Pirates calendar. 2 more here in LA, then 4 in Phoenix. Back home against the Washington Nationals. 2 night games 1 week from tomorrow. That starts that series. That's a Thursday afternoon game, the 18th. Then the Phillies, and the Pirates hit the road again against Atlanta. Then the Mets are in. So it looks like for the rest of May, just not a lot to smile about tonight for Pirates fans. Got off to a bad start.
I'm sure they're not, the Pirate hitters don't mind Wood exiting and Stripling coming in, his 11th appearance, 16 innings.
Well, if anybody knows how Alex Wood feels, it is Ross Stripling. After that moment last year when he made his major league debut in San Francisco and was no-hitting the Giants, but was taken out of the ball game by Dave Roberts.
What's interesting about that is, if I remember correctly, he had never thrown 100 pitches in a game before at any level.
Yeah. It was a no-brainer for Dave Roberts. Get him out of there. But like any manager in those situations, you receive criticism, second guessers. Jordy Mercer will deliver a base hit. Mercer begins this 6th inning with his first hit. Alex Wood struck out 11 in 5 innings. He was too shy of reaching his career high. Alan Hansen now pinch running for Mercer.
And at this point in time, there will be no running game. The Dodgers will play behind the runner Hansen.
Line drive by McCutchen over the head of Tolles. Oh my gosh, McCutchen goes into second, gets the double. That would have been the topper in a 10-0 game, but he's into second base with a double.
Well, the way Tolles plays this off the wall, I don't know why he was throwing the ball towards third. I mean, it's a bullet. And it's just over his head, but he gets the bare hand grab. He throws that towards second. He stops Andrew at first. There's no way he would have tried to go for 2 there. But Tolles, I think, got to it so quickly that he thought that he had a shot at Hansen at third.
Pitcher Josh Lindblom. Ed Hurdle wants to get some innings out of Lindblom, so you're wondering why not Gifton Gope or John Jaso. Needs to get a couple more innings, save that bullpen. Trevor Williams went only 3 innings tonight in the start. Getting up 8 runs, 6 earned, 7 hits, a couple of home runs, including a grand slam by Chris Taylor. There's Gifton Gope in the dugout. So an at-bat for Josh Lindblom. It has been a long time since he's had a major league at-bat.
Fights off a little slider down and away.
His last at bat, he's had one at bat in the big leagues, 2011 with these Dodgers. His lone major league at bat. Stripling strikes out Lindblom. MLB.TV Premium is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Jose Osuna 0 for 2. Talk about some of the stories this Pirates team the last couple of weeks. Jose Osuna, one of them. He's had now 45 major league at bats. 9 current rookies on the Pirates roster.
That's a lot.
A total of 6 players have made their major league debuts this season with the Pirates.
And it's all been the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to say we went, what, 2 or 3 weeks before there was a single transaction.
Yeah. Since the start of last year, a total of 18 players have made their big league debuts with the Pirates. That's the second most in the major leagues, behind only the Reds, who've had 20 players make their major league debuts since the beginning of last season. Gifton Gope, one of them. Tyler Kepner, a fine story in the New York Times today about Gifton Gope. A 3-1 count on Osuna.
And again, crossed up was Osuna. 3-1 count. Thought he'd get a fastball. Didn't come. Breaking ball. He was up in the zone, but Jose was out in front.
And a hard hit into center field, so the Pirates will not be shut out because Jose Osuna drives in his 6th run. Collects the RBI single to bring home Hansen.
First baseman Josh Bell.
Right on the button, the fastball elevated. Watch him get on top of it. 95 miles per hour. Andrew was heading back towards second, so can only move up 90 feet.
Hansen scores, the pinch runner. So Jose Osuna, 6 RBIs. That's as many as Gregory Polanco. And again, 46 at bats for Jose Osuna. Stripling out in front of Josh Bell, who turns around to bat left-handed.
And if you're Josh, big cut to get behind the count. 0-2. Now 1-2. Shorten up. Put it in play. Try to pick yourself up an RBI at least.
Second time Bell has gone down on strikes.
Catcher Francisco Cervelli.
Going upstairs with the fastball.
Ross Stripling has given up a run on 3 hits, has struck out 2. Talked about his major league debut, no-hitting the Giants last year. He was taken out after 100 pitches. One of the reasons is because he was 2 years removed from Tommy John surgery. Cervelli a walk and a single.
And he's getting pitched tough. I mean, first 21 pitches of this inning from Stripling were all fastball slider. And I'm pretty sure first pitch to Cervelli was a changeup and then the curveball. 2 pitches we haven't seen. And quickly ahead of Francisco. Now going to go upstairs.
Stripling from Bluebell, Pennsylvania, near Philly. Another strikeout. Pirates get 1.
Chris Bostic making his big league debut tonight. We're pleased to be joined by Chris's parents, who had an absolute crazy travel day. His fiance and one of his older brothers are here, but this is Ken and Nancy Bostic. Mrs. Bostic, how do you describe this day, from Chris calling you and having to get all these flights racked up and get you guys out here to where you're sitting right now watching your son play in the big leagues?
It's been absolutely amazing. It is. It's so great to see him follow his dream and finally make it here. I wouldn't miss it for the world. This is what we've been supporting him for the past 6 years, and I can't believe it's here.
Pretty amazing. Now, Mr. Bostic, you left your house at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. 12.5 hours of travel is what it took to get here. But how do you describe the site that you're looking at right now with your son in left?
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's, you know, we waited for so long to see him make it this far, and it's just, it's unbelievable. I'm speechless, you know. I come out here, I mean, it's hard to keep tears out of my eyes, you know, to watch this site.
What qualities did your son possess from a very young age and carry through the minor leagues that brought him here to the bigs?
Just his mindset for everything he done, and the way he carried himself as he came up as a kid. You know, he was just so far.
Foul ball coming our way, one section over.
He just seems like he learns everything so quick. You know, it was just it's hard to explain it. You know, a kid at that level that come in and play so hard, you know, and have such a passion for the game. I'm a tough interview. I mean, it's hard for me to talk about the kid because he does everything so well.
You're a great interview, is what that is, and speaking from the heart like that. Now, how do you describe the phone conversation that you had when he made that call? What was he saying to you, and what was your reaction, and where were you?
Oh, I was in the kitchen, and it was right after the game yesterday that he didn't play, and I had texted him and said, you know, we missed seeing you, and I miss you so much, and he called, and I could tell something was going on because he was crying, and he was asking if both myself and Ken were home, and I said yes, and he said put me on speakerphone, and that's when he told us, and it was like, are you kidding me? I can't believe it.
And how about when you hang up the phone and you and Ken, he's having tears right now, trying just to discuss what it means to watch him play for the first time in the big leagues. What do you say to one another? And what kind of pride do you have as parents watching him get this far?
Oh my gosh, it's just amazing. Chris has always been an amazing guy.
This one might be coming to us. Close. How about that? 3 foul balls within a couple feet.
He's always worked really hard. He stays humble, he stays patient, and we were just so thrilled. He deserves this so much.
Well, congratulations, Ken. Nancy, congratulations to you on your son playing big league baseball for the first ever time. We certainly hope you enjoy the rest of this night.
Here. Thank you.
Ken, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, what a story. It never gets old talking about watching parents talk about their kids make it to the big leagues, right?
Oh, that's great stuff. I mean, he mentioned that there were tears flowing. Nancy and Ken Bostic, his folks, saw his fiance there, Laura. They are due to be married in January. Baltimore next year. His brother, on the other side of his fiance, plays independent league ball, and got him here as well. There he is. One of 3 siblings. The other 2 who work in Buffalo couldn't make it. But Chris did a great job of getting that crew here tonight to watch his major league debut. Chase Utley batting now for Hernandez. It seems like every time Robbie goes down to interview the family of a big leaguer making his debut, he attracts foul balls. There had not been one foul ball in that area all night. He goes up there and got 3 of them. Look out. Jay Hay stays with it.
Back in the day in the dugout in the clubhouse, you know what they called that, right? It was an ugly finder.
Number 35.
That was the big joke. Anytime a ball came near you, ugly finder. You know, like the foul ball towards Robbie.
Yep.
Not suggesting anything,
No,
Robbie.
no.
I'm just saying that's what the guys used to say. Well, you stay with it. Always have that backspin on that ball's in foul ground. They're always kind of heading towards fair play.
Cody Bellinger. His parents experienced what Chris Bostic's folks are going through tonight. A couple weeks ago.
Bellinger wasn't happy with the first strike call and feels like he has to go out there and protect that part of the plate now. And there you see number 2 was called a strike.
Two and two.
Yeah, it's always an awesome thing to get called up. You think when you're from back east, like Chris Bostic, couldn't be anywhere.
It's funny.
Closer than LA.
He said he always said, from the moment he signed a professional contract and was drafted, he told his folks, his then girlfriend, now fiance, he said, for whatever reason, I bet you I'm going to make my major league debut in San Diego because it'll be the farthest place I could possibly travel. And he said, you know, when you think about it, this might be the farthest place you could travel.
Yeah, just about. Yeah. I mean, and to do it such short notice to try to get everybody together, fly them out short notice. Yeah, that's
a lot of scrambling, but well worth it. And as Robbie said, with his folks there on hand, there were tears. And even now, his dad, Ken, struggling to fight back the emotional tears of joy. Now, John, when you were told you were going to the big leagues, you made the call to your mom, I'm sure.
Too late.
Too late.
I mean, it was back then. There was no cell phones or anything, and it was just a whirlwind.
You couldn't get to a phone,
and she found out before I found out, is what I'm told.
Is what you're told? What
yeah,
do you mean?
And I was playing in Des Moines, Iowa, and Terry Collins was managing in Buffalo, and I got called off the field in like the 6th or 7th inning, and then he told me, and you can only imagine. I mean, the range of emotions and everything, and so. You really don't know what to do. It was the first time. I didn't know what to do, and you know the game ends, and then you get together and you head back. And by the time I got to the hotel, it was kind of late. And when I called my mom, she's in tears, like wondering why she hadn't heard from me, because she had heard already during the Pirates game, I guess. And,
oh my gosh!
Yeah, and so yeah, she was actually a little upset with me because she couldn't believe that I wouldn't have called her to let her know.
So now I know why Neil Huntington goes to such extreme measures to not tell anybody. Now I get it. It makes sense.
That's part of it. Sure.
Yeah. Chris Bostic, due up. rehab today with Indianapolis. Went 1 for 3, double RBI and a run scored. Returning from left hamstring injury that landed him on the disabled list. So hoping we see him back and swinging that bat with the Pirates before too long. There's Max Moroff. Struck out twice against the lefty starter Alex Wood. Now he bats left-handed against the right-hander Stripling. Max was hoping to get his folks here, but it's tough to do. Late notice. But, they'll be catching Max Moroff before too long in a big league ballpark. He's already gone through that moment of being told he's going to the big leagues. Kike Hernandez moves from short to third here in the 7th inning. And Chris Taylor moves to shortstop. Chase Utley at second. Chris Bostic on deck, getting ready for his second major league at bat.
Let's see these guys just go back to back. Get them over with.
Yeah, really.
Get them behind
Get
you.
the hits out of the way right now.
Right up the middle.
Unfortunately for Moroff, it'll be a third straight strikeout.
Moroff always known for having a good eye, drawing a bunch of walks. The zone has widened since about the middle part of this game, once the Dodgers took the big lead.
Now Bostic, who struck out looking in his first major league at bat in the 5th. Another thing too that's neat about Chris Bostic making it to the major leagues is he said, you know, there just aren't many major league players that he can recall that he's been told about who hail from Rochester, New York. Andy Perino he mentioned Tim Redding, but Rochester, New York natives, few of them make it to the big leagues.
Cold up in Rochester. A lot of hockey.
Most of the family shooting either video or taking pictures of his second major league at bat. What's the reaction here? Foul ball, look out. Oh. I think Laura's the only one that didn't move, his fiance.
Well, that would be something. And
yeah.
Son's big league debut to get a foul ball from him.
Yep. Happy Dodger fan. Tyler Graham wore that the Pittsburgh Marathon run yesterday. Glad to see that Tyler and Pete Toma made it okay. A couple of marathoners.
Didn't even see a limp from either one of them.
Record time for both, and they're looking forward to next year's Pittsburgh Marathon. Well, they're going to top their times from this year. Two and two on Bostic. Drafted by the A's in 2011, traded to Texas. And he's a strikeout victim. In fact, he was traded, ironically enough, in a deal for Josh Lindblom. And some tweets about the Rochester product, Chris Bostic. Congratulations to him from folks on Twitter. Congratulations to him. Great stuff. Major League debut that, again, both he and Max Moroff hoping for better results at the plate. Moroff has started out his big league career 0 for 5 with his 2 at-bats last year. Now Bostic 0 for 2. And this is one thing the Pirates have been able to avoid this season, the strikeouts. But tonight, combining Wood and Stripling, they have punched out 16 Pirates, a season high. Yellowwood bringing the lumber, and the Dodgers brought out the lumber in the very first inning, and this was the big blow of that first inning. Chris Taylor's second career grand slam made it 5-0. Later, Yasiel Puig homered, and here is Chris Taylor now playing shortstop. Gifton Gope takes over at third base. Josh Lindblom now pitching to Chris Stewart. Lindblom has pitched 3 innings, gave up 2 runs in the 4th. And Chris Taylor to pop out. Chris Bostic was telling the story that in spring training he saw Josh Lindblom, went up to him and said, "Hi, I'm Chris." Josh said, "I'm Josh." Chris says, "Lindblom, right?" "Yeah, we were once traded for each other." Three and 1 the count.
Big cut. Looking to go downtown once again was Taylor. Came up empty. 89 upstairs.
Chris Taylor was traded last year from the Mariners to the Dodgers. A happy Dodger fan. Tip of the cap. Grand slam single pop-up for this 26-year-old Virginia Beach native. Chad Kuhl there talking with Tyler Glass now. pool will start Wednesday night. Second walk for Lindblom.
Number 9.
Pirates will take on the Phillies Saturday, May 20th, 4:05. We are already, operators tell us that the phone lines have just been jammed. 20,000 fans coming to the ballpark. First 20,000 fans. We got a bob walk, chair tip, bobble chair from Root Sports. Go to pirates.com/bobbleheads. It's May 20th, 4:05. Tickets are selling very fast. And there's a slowly hit ground ball on the right for a base hit.
Not only are tickets going fast, you first 20,000, so folks will be lined up early.
Oh yeah, get there early. Bob taking no chances tonight. He is standing. Looks relaxed. There it is. Looking sharp there, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
I love the fact that they have him with his shoes off.
Shoes on.
Stocking feet. Again, relaxed as ever. Yeah. Such a ham, too, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Hard hit by Puig. Puig's second hit. Lined a home run over the left field wall in the first. Lined out to third base in the third. Grounded out his last time up.
That's a short, quick, and powerful swing. Comes off loud.
68, Ross Stripling.
Bases loaded for the pitcher, Stripling. Lindblom got to the plate with a couple of runners on, second and third, nobody out. And Stripling threw him a couple of breaking balls, so Lindblom returning the favor, although missing with the first pitch curveball.
Lindblom had been starting at AAA Indy. Thinking about that pitch count, he's twice thrown 99 pitches down at Indianapolis. Tough night for Ray Searage and for Trevor Williams. Game got out of hand in that first inning. And who knows what would have happened if you weren't with us. Andrew Toles, the leadoff batter in the bottom of the first, dribbled one up the first base line, hugging the line. It looked as though it had a chance of going foul. And Toles, with really good speed, was going to beat it out by the time Trevor Williams had gotten to it, as Stripling strikes out. But Williams decided to try and make a play on it.
Fielder, number 60.
Didn't come up with it cleanly. It went as an infield single. The next batter, Corey Seager, hit a slow chopper that Williams handled easily. Halfway between the pitcher's mound and first base, was just going to toss it to Josh Bell. Toles moving to second on what would have been a sure first out, but he lobbed it so high that Josh Bell had to come off the first base bag. Seager reached on an error, and so Williams was behind the 8 ball with runners at first and second and nobody out. He got Justin Turner to fly out, but he walked Cody Bellinger. Jock Peterson then singled to right to bring home the first run, and Chris Taylor the grand slam to make it 5-0. Yasiel Puig's home run made it 6-zip. They added 2 more in the third, and the Dodgers scored twice off of Lindblom in the fourth. Andrew Tolles 2 for 4. Taylor walked. Grandal singled. Puig singled.
Let's see if Josh can get another strikeout here. Somehow strand these runners. There it is.
Fourth strikeout for Josh Lindblom.
14.
He has returned to Los Angeles. Back to the place he started his major league career. Oh my gosh, kicks off the bag. 2 more in. Quique Hernandez gets it off the third base bag to score Taylor and Grandal.
Second baseman number 26.
That's a bummer. It looked like he did some great work to get out of this. 2 strikeouts, and the gift is right there to make this play. Probably would have just caught it and stepped on third, but man, couldn't bounce over the bag. But it has to pop way up and over in Gopay's head. Night it's been.
$14 hits now for the Dodgers. Ray Searage checking in on Josh Lindblom, whose last outing was in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, the AAA affiliate of the New York Yankees. That was last Saturday. Chase Utley's second at bat.
Strange. Chase Utley is Barbato warming up. Utley in kind of a role player, coming in kind of as a caddy in this type of game, hitting sparingly, just 5 hits and 50 at bats, 51 at bats now.
Pitches. Last time out, he went just 1 inning against Scranton.
He would be known as an unsung hero of this game. I mean, you come in and you work. Now 3 2/3 innings of bullpen.
Cody Bellinger.
You don't have to go through your guys. They can get a day's rest. I'm sure this will probably be it. Hopefully Josh can get Bellinger. hard cutter, slider. Got the back leg of Bellinger. Hobbled a bit.
Popped him up. Osuna. The Dodgers get a couple more. They lead it 12-1.
Brought to you by Barrel. Our service centers are now open evenings and weekends. Visit barrelservice.com for more. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
12-1, the Dodgers lead this game. There's Clayton Kershaw, the best they have. And there's the great Vin Scully. Some wonderful Dodger memorabilia. And Alan Hansen takes a strike.
That's really good.
Hansen pinch ran in the 6th. Stayed in the ball game. Little dribbler. One out. Well, we've talked a lot this season about the fact that the Pirates have not struck out much this season. But tonight, between Alex Wood and Ross Stripling, the two have combined to fan 16 Pirates. Look at this. The Pirates have never struck out 18 times or more in a 9-inning game.
Wow.
That is unbelievable. 131 years of Pirates history. Never has a Pirates team struck out 18 times or more in a 9-inning game. That is certainly a mark the Pirates would like to leave in the history books. Not add the 2017 team to it. And John, it's been it's kind of weird all of a sudden tonight. Now, understandably, you do have a couple of guys that are, for the most part, making their major league debuts. Max Moroff, those two at bats aside. Chris Bostic, we've talked a lot about him. But Alex Wood struck out 11 in 5 innings. And now Stripling, he has fanned 5.
At least 2 per inning. And Wood had pretty good stuff. I thought he mixed it up well. And obviously got some chases. Stripling also 5 in his first 2 innings of work.
Pirates, the fewest strikeouts of any team in the National League. Only the Red Sox in all of Major League Baseball have struck out fewer times than the Pirates this year.
Andrew not getting the fastball in the 3-1 count. Now he has 2 strikes on him. What did it end up last night? 48 for the Cubs?
Yeah, record.
Cubs and the Yankees.
Of course, that one went 18. .500 pitches. A new record, Major League record for strikeouts combined in a ball game last night between the Yankees and the Cubs. Stripling walks McCutchen. And John Jaso will pinch hit for Lindblom.
You can tell Andrew frustrated.
John Jaso.
I think he said to KB, he wouldn't throw me a fastball. It's 12-1. 6 pitches.
Good point.
Where's the fastball?
Still talking about it. Jaso, 143 average, still having a real tough time getting it going. Talking about strikeouts, Josh Bell has struck out the most on the team, 23 times coming into tonight and 97 at bats. But Jaso has struck out 16 times and 63 at bats. And in the hole 1 and 2. As we've talked a lot over the last few years about the fact that the strikeout used to be kind of the scarlet letter for Major League players, and now it's nothing when a player strikes out 100+ times a season. Last year, 139 players struck out at least 100 times. 139 players striking out 100 times in a season. There weren't 139 players to strike out from 1900 to 1963 combined.
Wow.
Babe Ruth never struck out more than 100 times in a season. Line foul.
There were some hitters that had more homers than strikeouts, right? I'm trying to think.
Yeah. It was
I think Ted Williams was one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Assuming Musial. I don't know about DiMaggio. Lou Brock sat out the final game of the 1970 season because he was sitting on 99 strikeouts. Wow. Of course, the home run is up. That's been the trend. Take the big swings. Ground ball. And a double play. Pirates are done in the 8th. Down 12-1.
the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite. 12-1 Dodgers. Daniel Hudson gets some work in tonight. So Johnny Barbado was up in the bullpen earlier. But it is Hudson. Makes it all worthwhile. And nobody's taking that baseball.
Nope.
Crushed foul. Man, way up there. Jock Peterson. Talking earlier about the Willie Stargell home runs hit here. The Titanic shots of Captain Willie.
Fastball, 3 straight from Hudson. That one was in off the plate. Peterson way out in front.
Knew it. He's done. Peterson, a 3-hit night in his 5 at-bats.
Shortstop number 3, Chris Taylor.
What a night for Chris Taylor. On base 3 times, the grand slam in the first. What a find. Taking advantage of Logan Forsythe being on the DL. His 8th start at second base tonight. He's also started a bunch of games in the past, playing in other positions. Started 1 game at third base this year. Snakes past Hansen. And they give Taylor a hit. It's his 3rd of the night.
Catcher number 9, Yasmani Grandal.
Ball was hit hard, but if Alan Hansen's able to come up with it, probably would have had time to throw him out because it got to him so quickly. But Hansen looked like got down low enough. That ball kind of stayed close to the turf.
Grandal bounces into the double play. We'll head to the 9th. The Pirates looking to rebound from a subpar start against the Reds last week. The Dodgers, second-year starter Julio Urias, ERA of just 0.84 in a couple of starts so far. 9:30 for Pirates pregame, presented by WB Mason. Looking to even the score, or at least get a W tomorrow night. Tough to score as many as a dozen in this ballpark, but the Dodgers able to accomplish that, scoring 6 first-inning runs. And here he is, Adam Liberator from Monaca, Blackhawk High School product.
9th appearance, a .93 ERA. 9 punch-outs, 9 2/3 innings, just 1 walk. Opponent sitting just 152 against him early on.
Pardon us if we don't want to fight the sound system here. We'll just let you enjoy the sounds here of Dodger Stadium. Osuna fouls this one off to the right, out of play. On a strike. Osuna 1 for 3. RBI single in the 6th. Taylor, 1 out.
Number 55, Josh Bell.
So Liberator coming up when the Dodgers place Brandon McCarthy on the disabled list. Josh Bell, 0 for 3. Brandon McCarthy on the disabled list. Look out.
Into the Dodgers dugout. Josh Bell seeing more of this year than a year ago. Him really looking to pull more balls.
Alex is okay. Thumbs up. And picked by Hernandez for the 2nd out. The Pirates will not strike out 18 times for the first time in their history in a 9-inning game.
Thank goodness.
And struck out 16 times after Chris Bostic went down in the 7th inning for the 2nd out. "12 runs, 15 hits for the Dodgers." Chris Stewart's first at bat. Dodger fans hoping this game ends on a strikeout. The man who grew up a big Pirates fan trying to strike out Chris Stewart to end this ball game. How it ends. Strange night when it comes to the strikeout, but bottom line, Dodgers put it away in the first inning. Yasiel Puig's home run and a big night. Puig, 2 hits and home run. Of course, the biggest night of all, Chris Taylor, 3 for 4, on base 4 times, driving in 4 with that grand slam.
Yeah, good one to forget, that's for sure. Started off with a strikeout, finished with a strikeout. On the other side, when the Pirates had the ball, some of the defensive cues, first 2 batters, and the defense has been an issue this year for the Pirates, and who knows what would have happened, but yeah, just good one to forget. The Dodgers pitched well, they hit well, Pirates did not.